Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. And here we are with the man of men. Got no jive, only puts out the facts when it comes to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And it's Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, thanks for being here today. And you have an article coming out. Matter of fact, it's in this week's Trends Journal. And it's about how we keep losing our freedom of speech, and the little clown boys and girls, to be equal, keep robbing it from us. And you have this article coming out about Tucker Carlson and the freedom of speech. You go on to write, last week, Senator Charles Schumer, you mean Chucky Schumer, like this?
That's him.
A little piece of crap that's been sucking off the public tit for how many years?
Oh, God. Long time. He was a city councilman, and then he was a member of Congress. Now I think he's in his third or fourth term in the Senate.
Piece of crap. The leader of the Democrats, the Demo-craps, and just to make it perfectly clear, the other side of the Repulsivekins, anyway, of the United States Senate introduced a resolution on behalf of himself and 40 other Senate Democrats that, if passed, would record the sense of the Senate as condemning the media superstar Tucker Carlson because of the political, historical, and cultural opinions of the guest on Carlson's podcast. You read that correctly. The U.S. Senate is being asked to condemn Carlson because of what someone else said.
That is exactly true. I have the resolution right here on my desk. The someone else was this notorious character, Nick Fuentes, and Chucky Schumer and company were not happy because Tucker Carlson did not, this is actually in the resolution, this language, push back against what Fuentes said. So the Senate is now in the business of evaluating the content of political speech and acting upon that evaluation. Absolutely prohibited by the First Amendment.
What First Amendment? There's no First Amendment left anymore. Hey, remember when you were against the COVID war? You're blacklisted?
Yes.
You're right. This crap's been going on forever. Who on the media comes out and speaks about peace? You're blacklisted. You're not allowed to.
Just you and the people that you interview, and very few of us speak about peace.
Oh, by the way, Judge, it's Christmas time. Oh, the Jesus Christ, birth of Jesus Christ.
The Prince of
We're only
Peace.
interested in how are holiday sales going? Oh, how about the Prince of Peace? Does anybody ever talk about that during Christmas time?
Very few.
Very few. So going back to this article, again, you wrote, Congress shall make no law, this is Jane Madison, abridging the freedom of speech or the press. Yep. How low can you go? That's changed.
Well, what the Congress is, actually, this is the Senate. It's not the Congress. The difference is this does not have the force of law. It's just a public condemnation. Now, knowing Carlson the way you and I do, he relishes this. I mean, this is a condemnation that he would and does welcome. But it has the effect of chilling the speech of others.
Of course.
Not everybody else has his megaphone or his backbone. And those others will think twice or give pause before they say something that's incendiary for fear that they will be condemned. That's why the First Amendment prohibits chilling, even though Schumer wants this to happen. I don't know if it's going to pass the Senate. This is a stunt to get Republicans to vote against it so that Schumer can say, look, they're voting in favor of Nick Fuentes. Fuentes says things that no rational person could agree on. But it's a television show. Carlson can put whoever he wants on, and he can say or not say whatever he wants or whatever he doesn't want to say, and it's none of the government's business.
Not anymore, Judge. The government's, it's always here. It's the way of the world today. I mean, come on. You right here, the theory of the personal origin of human freedom was crafted by Aristotle, refrained by St. Augustine, codified by St. Thomas Aquinas, articulated in treatises from John Locke, and woven into the Declaration of Independence by Thomas Jefferson, who wrote that pursuant to, quote, the laws of nature and the nature of God, we are all endowed by our, quote, Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Well, the government doesn't give a damn about life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness anymore.
Oh, you're not allowed to be happy. Happy's a dirty word. It's gone. And again, you're writing the facts here that it's all been lost and nobody comes and talks about it. But the people that you have on Judging Freedom, they do. Because the people you have on live by this. If you do not take an interest in the affairs of your government, then you are doomed to live under the rules of fools. Plato.
Wow. It's just as relevant today as when he said it.
We are living under the rules of fools. Look at these clowns that keep telling us what to do. Again, Chucky Schumer, one jerk after another. And then you go on to write. This is a very important article. Again, it's in your Trends Journal. You go on. Does the government have the freedom of speech? Under natural law, it does not, as only human beings have natural rights. The government is not naturally existing being. It is an artificial construct based on a monopoly of force in a given, sometimes changing, geographic area. In order to exist, government takes assets from persons in the geographic area via taxes, negates some of the freedoms via laws and regulations. Judge, what you're saying here is so true. And nobody writes it and says it like you. But again, as I keep saying, you say in via taxes. It's not taxes, it's thievery.
It is.
It's not taxes at all.
It is. Taxation is theft.
Yep. So all this is gone. Whenever the government takes and whatever it negates, it may not abridge the freedom of speech directly or indirectly by taxes or threats or command or prohibitions or praises or chilling. If it could, then we would have not even the semblance of a representative democracy in Washington or anywhere else. And that's exactly what we don't have here or anywhere else.
Right.
It's gone. You know, Judge, this is really getting very serious what's going on. You know, Trump sold himself as a peace president. He said, quote, we want to have peace on earth all over. He said that in September 25th, 2024. He goes on to say, I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He said that on October 20th, 2024. I want immediate peace. He said that on January 20th, 2025. It's not the way it seems right now.
Well, just about an hour ago, I concluded an interview with Tucker Carlson. And in that interview, he revealed to me and to everybody watching that a member of Congress told him last night that Trump told a select group of members of Congress that tonight at 9 o'clock, he will announce that we will be attacking Venezuela. So he has apparently decided to start a war against a country that poses no threat whatsoever to the national security of the United States. He's going to claim that Nicolas Maduro is the head of a drug cartel masquerading as the president of the country, and that Venezuela is the source of dangerous and fatal drugs that come into the United States. The last two claims, that he's the head of the drug cartel and that his country is the source of drugs, are defied by his own Drug Enforcement Administration if you go to their website. So I don't know who's going to believe this nonsense from him that he's going to use as a stated basis for a war. He's got 20,000 troops down there and about 24 naval ships.
You said you don't know if anybody's going to believe what he said, right?
Right.
I just read to you how he lied about he was going to be a president for peace.
Yes, you did.
How about this one? Not his exact words, because I don't want to get sued. He said, this is the strongest economy in American history. Right?
He did say that, but go to the store, go to the supermarket, go to Walmart, go to any store.
What the hell is he talking about? Look at the GDP numbers, or look at the GDP numbers when they were way, way above this at certain times in this country.
Right.
Look at our generation when you and I grew up after World War II. Again, my Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Ann, my Uncle Frankie and Aunt Ida, my Uncle Mario and Aunt Rose, my Aunt Grace and Uncle Dominic, they all had fish stores. My Uncle Dominic, my Uncle Al had a butcher shop. Remember when people used to have their own clothing stores, shoe stores, hardware stores, stationery stores? Remember when there was a middle class in this country? Who the hell is he talking to? So you're saying what he says, who's going to come out against it? How come nobody's coming out against the bullshit he's spewing out about all this other stuff?
Well, we don't really have a Congress anymore. They are supine, and you'll learn that because none of them will complain about what he says tonight, with the exception of people like Rand Paul and Thomas Massie. They're all afraid of him.
Yep. And the media is nothing more than prostitutes. They're media whores that suck up, bow down to their corporate pimps and government whoremasters. They're not going to come out against it.
No. Terrible state of affairs.
So so what do you think will happen if we attack?
I don't know what his plans are. Colonel McGregor thinks that he's going to try and foment a coup and then use the 20,000 troops to keep the peace. He doesn't think he's going to use the troops as an invasion. The invasion will consist of destroying things by missiles launched from the boats.
Oh. I want
Well,
to.
here's something. Forgive me for interrupting you. That'll really get under your skin.
Go.
Guess who has encouraged him to overthrow Maduro and replace her with this crazy lady Machado? Benjamin Netanyahu. That's who.
I was going to guess that.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have jumped the gun. She's a Mossad asset.
And how about this Nobel Peace of Crap Prize crap? Giving her a peace prize?
Yeah.
As I call it, it's a Nobel Peace of Shit Prize. They gave it to Obama. And then what did he do after he get it?
Started killing people and boasting about it.
Yeah, Afghan troop surge.
Yes.
Yeah. And quote, I'm really good at killing people in the book Double Down. I want to go back to what no one is talking about in the mainstream media. Going back to the overthrow of the Maduro government. As I keep saying, would we have invaded Iraq, Libya, or Syria if their major export was broccoli? And it's the same thing with Venezuela. So here is Trump wanting to overthrow the Maduro government back in 2019 and 2020, and it had zero, Z-E-R-O, to do with the bullshit now about the drug dealers and all of this. This is his speech, State of the Union address, back when he was president.
That's why my administration reversed the failing policies of the previous administration on Cuba. We are supporting the hopes of Cubans, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans to restore democracy. The United States is leading a 59-nation diplomatic coalition against the socialist dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. Maduro is an illegitimate ruler, a tyrant who brutalizes his people, but Maduro's grip on tyranny will be smashed and broken. Here this evening is a very brave man who carries with him the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of all Venezuelans. Joining us in the gallery is the true and legitimate president of Venezuela, Juan Guaido. Mr. President, please take this message back to your family. Thank you, Mr. President. Great honor. Thank you very much. Please take this message back that all Americans are united with the Venezuelan people in their righteous struggle for freedom. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
All right? All right? How come no one's talking about that? And don't forget, Judge, we're Americans. All Americans are united against overthrowing this government. That's what Trump said. We're all Americans. How about this? Maduro is an illegitimate, right? He will be smashed and broken. Who the hell are you to say that? Hey, fat boy, go over there and smash and break him, all right? Go over there. Oh, by the way, this really pisses me off. The clown on Cartoon News Network, CNN. You see, they did a video of Trump at a cabinet meeting where he's like this, falling asleep. Jake Tapper said, it's not abnormal for a 79-year-old to fall asleep at any time like that. Hey, Gatzone, I'm 79. I don't go. All right? These are the morons that are allowing this lie that Trump is selling about we're doing it because they're drug dealers.
What
no
did you
one's
just
talking about what I just put on there.
What did you just call Jake Tapper?
I forgot.
Gutzone.
Oh, Gatzone. Yeah. Maybe it's Jake Crapper.
I share all of your anger and angst over all of this. And, you know, maybe Tucker's informant was not accurate. I guess we got to wait and see what Trump says tonight.
But look at what I just showed, though. What we just put on, Judge. It had nothing to do with drugs.
Correct.
He called
and yet Maduro has offered all kinds of generous commercial relationships, including American engineers doing the drilling and extracting of the oil.
And
well, under international law, you know, yesterday he announced a blockade. Under international law, a blockade is an act of war.
Yeah.
You're trying to starve a country. That's an act of war.
It's an act of war.
He starts seizing tankers destined for China. China buys about 70 to 80% of its oil from Venezuela.
Again, he called Maduro a socialist dictator. All right?
Right.
Zero to do about drugs.
Right.
No one is showing that video.
Well,
No
that
one's
video
talking about it.
should be shown because it shows the true motivation. They just want one of their buddies in there. They can't stand the fact that there's a left-wing government in Latin America and that they don't have control of the oil.
Yeah, once upon a time, there was this book called War's a Racket by Smedley Butler, the most decorated Marine in the history of the time. And he tells about how the United States is going into Latin America, South America, is stealing what they wanted to steal, the United Fruit and others. And it's no different.
Right.
How about what was it, the silk at one time back in the day? I mean, it's disgusting. Now, we need peace on earth. And again, this is Christmas time. So all of you religions out there that believe in Jesus Christ, do something in the name of the Prince of Peace instead of doing nothing and just talk about Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, okay, I got you. Judge, thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. And everybody, if you want to see what you're not going to see anywhere else, and you've got to see this interview with Tucker Carlson, go to Judging Freedom. And
So I have Murderers Row today. Phil Giraldi, Colonel Douglas McGregor, Tucker Carlson.
wow. Thanks for all you do. Who does anything like that? Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Judge.
Thank you, Gerald. All the best.